In this video, you will learn about different tools provided by Helium 10, which is a popular software for Amazon sellers. My guest is Bradley Sutton, and he will go through different tools explaining how you can apply them in different stages and parts of your Amazon business. If you want to try Helium 10, you will find the link below, as well as a couple of coupon codes which will save you money. And this video is part of the video series which we call Demo Mondays, where we invite different software creators in the Amazon space and we ask them to present their products just like this on the screen. And before you watch the demo, don't forget to subscribe below to the YouTube channel of Orange Click. Here we talk with different Amazon experts and software creators. And today our guest is Helium 10. Hello Bradley, it's nice to have you here. Could you please introduce to us Helium 10? Just tell us, how does it help Amazon sellers and what is it about?
Yeah, so Helium 10, we're pretty much an all-in-one suite of tools for Amazon sellers of any level. We have people who have never sold on Amazon before. Maybe they start with Helium 10 because they're here for the education, since we have a full educational course. We have many billion-dollar companies who use Helium 10, be it Lego and Spanx and different companies like that. They use Helium 10. Almost everybody uses the same version of Helium 10. So we've got a little something for everybody. And no matter where you are in that spectrum, it's kind of like the A to Z. From the finding a product to helping you how to know how to launch the product, how to do the keyword research, how to find a supplier, how to optimize your listings, how to manage your account, how to look at analytics, how to follow up with your customers. It's kind of just the A to Z of what you would need if you want to sell on Amazon.
And a very important question for international Amazon sellers. What marketplaces does your tool cover?
Sure. We work now for Amazon USA, Canada, Mexico, the 5 major European ones, which are Germany, UK, Italy, France, and Spain. And then now we just recently added Netherlands and Sweden and Poland too. Like, we actually added that functionality on the seller side for Poland even before Amazon Poland has released. And things that are in progress, we have some data that you can get, some analytical data from Japan and Australia and some other ones, but our research tools are pending yet for example, United Arab Emirates, Australia, Japan. We don't have that yet for the research, but as more people request that, we'll probably add those soon.
Perfect. So we're ready now to jump to your screen and see a general overview. What kind of tools are available for Amazon sellers on Helium 10 suite?
Okay. The first thing that a lot of people know is our Chrome extension. All right. So if I search for coffin shelf here on Amazon, what's going to happen if I have the Chrome extension installed is a lot of just top level information here. So the Chrome extension actually is made up of 6 different tools that we have that work on Amazon, and one tool actually works on Alibaba.com. So if I'm here on this page, our main tool that I think everybody knows is X-Ray. And the Chrome extension, we just hit 500,000 users. So a lot of people probably know this tool even more than our regular suite. So we just can see all of the overview of what's happening here on page 1. What's the estimated sales? How many people have searched for this keyword? The other tool I just mentioned right here is one of our newer ones, where you can click on a search page and you can actually get the results from Alibaba.com. And I can put in filters, hey, show me the products that are being offered on Alibaba.com. Here's somebody even using our image from Alibaba.com right there of the coffin shelf. But that is the main function here of the Chrome extension. We have different tools in here, such as profitability calculator, so that I could see, once I got that quote maybe from Alibaba, I could just run the profitability calculator, and then I could see, well, how much money would I make if I can buy this for $4, and my shipping cost is $250 per cubic meter. Wow, look at this, just rough estimate, I could be making 40% profit, if that was the real numbers, for this. So that's a very, commonly used tool. A couple other tools that we have here in the Chrome extension, Async Grabber allows me to just take a look at all of these listings on page 1 and 2 and maybe take a kind of like a screen capture, but I can record it as a screen capture or Excel. And it allows me to look back at the seasonality. So like, if this right now just passed Valentine's Day, right? So if I just discovered that opportunity in January, it's kind of too late to make a product for this Valentine's Day for February, right? So what I would do is on Valentine's Day, I would, look at some of the main keywords from Valentine's Day, and then I would run ASIN Grabber, and now I would save that, because now maybe in October or something, when I'm planning for next year's Valentine's Day, now I can look back at what products were trending, which ones were selling really well. So I like that one. Not a lot of people use ASIN Grabber, but that's one of my favorite too. Profitability calculator I mentioned. Inventory levels helps you to see, especially those sellers who are doing wholesale or arbitrage. They want to see how many units all the sellers have in stock left. You click that button and it does that. And then Review Insights is a very popular tool where, I could take a look at all of these reviews, these 938 reviews for this product, and I could see what are the main keywords that people are mentioning in it. So that's our Chrome extension. I know you did a funny video recently about the new Alibaba features in it, almost like a deep fake.
Yes, actually, those who want to watch, you will find the link below in the description and also at the top of the screen. All right, yeah, cool.
Yeah, so on that one, he goes a little bit more in depth. But now coming to the tools, now we have almost 30 different tools and different functions. So I'll just briefly go over them. We kind of structure our tools now in different buckets since we had so many. Instead of, it would be too much to put like all the tools here. So the first set we have is product research. So we've got Black Box. And by the way, everything that I have mentioned so far, and then I'm pretty much going to mention, is available throughout those platforms that I talked about a little earlier, as far as which marketplaces in which countries. So here we've got 5 tools just within Black Box. I could find a product. How do I find a product that has certain characteristics that to me indicate opportunity on Amazon? Well, we've got over 2 billion products in our database from all the marketplaces that you can search. Maybe instead of searching for a product, I want to search for a keyword. Maybe I have a set of criteria that what indicates opportunity. And that's the beauty about doing research on Amazon. It doesn't matter what tool you're using or what your methodology is. We all have our own ways of searching for opportunity on Amazon. And so we just allow you to put whatever your methodology is or what your indications are. You put it in here and we'll show you the either keywords or the products that match that. We have competitors tool, a niche tool. Product targeting is one that I love. I can just enter in an ASIN right here, and I'm going to see all of the products that maybe have appeared in the frequently bought together. Like, let me just look here. I don't know if there's any frequently bought together. Oh yeah. So like here, a lot of Amazon sellers just look at this manually, and that's great. You don't need Helium 10 for this. Anybody who's an Amazon seller should be doing something like this, regardless if they have a tool or not. But look at what's frequently bought together to see if maybe you can get some ideas on a new product, or maybe you can advertise against this product. For example, take a look at this. It says that people who buy this coffin shelf are also buying this. It looks like a mirror, like a coffin-shaped mirror. So you must really love coffin shapes if you're buying this stuff. But if you look down here at the sponsored ads, all right, like, is there even sponsored ads here? People who are product targeting. We got this product related to this item, sponsored. All right. So as you can see here, it's mostly other like, coffin shelves. We see, some moon decor, and we see this here. I don't see like a coffin mirror here. All right. So how would I use this information? Well, what you do, and again, like I said, this is regardless if you use Helium 10 or not, is guys, start looking at your frequently bought together, and now you can target this product or vice versa. If this was your product, if you had a coffin mirror, well, I'm going to target the coffin shelf. If I'm selling a coffin shelf, if this is my listing or this is my competitor's listing, I see this, I'm going to target coffin mirror instead of just coffin shelves or moon shelves or things like that. And I'm going to have a competitive advantage because, as you can see, the ones who are bidding the highest seem to be other products. And I don't need to guess, would somebody who is buying a coffin shelf like a coffin mirror? No, I'm not guessing that. I literally have that data from Amazon because they're showing me that. So you can do that just on Amazon itself, or you just enter in the ASIN and we'll show you all of the ones that have a history of being on the frequently bought together or customer also bought section. We have Trendster. I won't show that here due to time, but this is shows you Google Trends, and it kind of overlays it with trends on Amazon. We have our keyword research tools. Cerebro is my number one favorite tool of all time that Helium 10 has. I can just enter in this ASIN here, and I can get all of the keywords that are this product is organically ranking for, and that's just so powerful. Like, again, you don't need Helium 10 for this. You could just do this manually, but it would be super time consuming in order to do that. But it's so valuable because if I'm new to this coffin shelf space, I can just kind of like take advantage of what my predecessors or what the existing competition has done. They've gone through the trial and error of trying to figure out what keywords are going to convert for them and what works in PPC. I'm brand new, and I could just look here and I can see, oh, wow, they are page one, position one for weird decor. Like, I might not have thought about that. I literally didn't. I never saw this in a Cerebro. I'm actually going to go back now to that listing later and make sure to optimize a little bit more. But I didn't know that 1,700 people a month are searching for weird decor. I might have a question. Do people search for weird decor throughout the year, or is that just happening right now? I can search here and I could see, for whatever strange reason, since September of last year, now people are more interested in weird decor, consistently. You could see this high number. So that's maybe why I never discovered this keyword, before here, because it was a low search volume, but I can check the seasonality of the keywords as well. So this product will show my own listing or my competitors' listing, all the keywords where they're ranking for organically, all of the keywords that they're showing up in sponsored results, and all of the keywords that Amazon recommends. Amazon has their own database and scoring system where they say, hey, if you have this product, we suggest that you advertise on this product because our data shows that you might be successful. So we are just showing you the information from that database from Amazon. So really powerful. You could just do it on one listing, or you could do up to 10 or even 20 listings, compare them all together to get the keywords. By far my favorite tool in all of Helium 10. Magnet is another keyword research tool. It's you enter in a keyword or a list of keywords, and then you get related keywords. Instead of like this is entering an ASIN or entering a product. Misspellinator checks the old databases from Amazon about which keywords are spelled correctly and which ones are autocorrect. We've got that information. We have our listing optimization tools where it's Frankenstein, Scribbles, and Index Checker. Frankenstein is just a keyword processor. I can just paste thousands of characters and words, and with one click take away duplicates, or I can maybe add a comma or take away a comma or take away ASINs or things like that. I can make them one word or phrase per line. Some people who are in college have even said that they just paste their essays here so they can see how many characters and things. I mean, people have all kinds of crazy use for our tools. Scribbles is our tool that you can actually craft your listing. So, I showed you the product research. Maybe you found a product. Now then there's keyword research. I'm going to find what keywords I'm going to have. Well, all of that is useless unless you have those keywords in your listing. And so this one helps you make sure that you get all of the main keywords in your listing, that you're not leaving anything out. Index Checker is kind of the next step in the Amazon journey. Now you have your listing live. Well, just because you have the keyword in it doesn't always mean that you are searchable or indexed for that keyword. So all your major keywords that you want to make sure you are, we will go ahead and show you if you are indexed or not. Operations tools, we have the Alta complete suite. There's about 6 different tools in there. We allow you to register for your VAT. You can pay your VAT from here, and your GST from Canada. You can get daily advance. So, as many know, if you're an Amazon seller, you only get paid every 2 weeks. Well, sometimes that might put you in a little pinch for ordering product, especially if you're wholesale or arbitrage. Well, we have the daily payout where everything you sell on Amazon in one day, you'll get that money the next day, a percentage of it, so that you can manage your cash flow better. We also even have lines of credits up to $1 million. People have gotten $1 million lines of credit depending on their Amazon history. And we have other tools in there as well, such as Supplier Pay, where you can pay your VAs, you can pay your suppliers in whatever currency that they actually have. So full financial suite of tools we launched last year. Alerts is this allows us to monitor critical things that happen with our listing. Maybe bad reviews, or is my product marked as adult product, meaning I'm not indexed anymore. Is a hijacker coming onto my listing? Did Amazon change my image? We're taking pictures even of your listing every day, so you can see, what's happening to your listing, both in mobile and desktop versions as well. So alerts is really important. It could save you tons of money by alerting you to things that are happening that can affect your sales that you might not know happen unless you're happen to be checking your Seller Central account. We've got Inventory Protector. This allows you to control your max order quantity. We've got Refund Genie. Refund Genie will go in and look at your history of sales, look at your history of reimbursements, and find out, hey, Amazon owes you money because they damaged something here, or Amazon lost you here, but they never gave you the money back. Here's the file you need to give to Amazon so you can ask them for the money back. Some users, get a couple $100s from this. Some users get over $10,000 in found money. And we don't take any commission or any percentage of that. Whatever you find based on these reports, you guys keep. We have a full follow-up automation tool. So this does both the Amazon request review. If that's the way you want to do it, you just select, hey, for every customer that gets my coffin shelf, after 7 days, I want them to get this email to request a review, or I want to use the Amazon request a review. You set up these flows in here, and it will automatically send those messages out for you, and you don't even have to check it. Otherwise, you might be doing this once a day. What else do we have here? Follow up. We have analytics, keyword tracker, one of my favorite tools. The first tool I ever used at Helium 10. You can track your organic rank of you and your competitors on the same graph. You can track your sponsored rank or position of you and your competitors on the same graph. Market tracker allows you to you kind of go in and see what's happening in the market. Like, maybe I know what I'm selling, but what's the average of what the entire market of coffin shelves are selling, and what percentage of that market do I have a share? Where are my competitors outperforming me? Is there a new competitor that comes in that is trying to make some waves? Like, look at this. I didn't know that the last time I checked this guy was not selling. This must be a new product. Here's a new coffin shelf. So it's saying, hey, would you like to track it? So I don't need to be going every day hiring a VA to go check coffin shelf and see if there's any new players in the game. This is going to let me know who's the new players. And it's also going to start tracking things like if they price change, if they have reviews taken away, if they have a lot of reviews added, if their sales increase. A lot of great information. A lot of the bigger brands that use Helium 10 especially like to use this tool, Market Tracker. We've got Profits. That's our complete financial analytics tool. All of your sales information is right here. You enter in your cost so you can see what your profitability is, what your ROI is. And as of late last year, we now have all of order information, financial events. We've got restock suggestions. So we have full inventory management right here. So as we can see here, it's saying, hey, I need to transfer now some units from my warehouse to Amazon because I'm running out. All the other stuff are in stock. If it says order now, hey, I need to make a PO to my supplier. You can actually create a PO to your supplier right from in here. You can even create Amazon shipments without even going into Seller Central right here within Helium 10 for your replenishment orders. And you can manage your local warehouse inventory. A lot of us nowadays in 2020 and 2021, we had to start switching to third-party warehouses because of the Amazon restrictions, right? So if you're managing your inventory, like in your garage, like I am, I have a 2,000 square foot warehouse here at my house, or you have a third-party warehouse, well, now know how much you have there at your local warehouse, know how much you have in Amazon and what's on the way from your supplier. That's the analytics side. In marketing, we have a full PPC tool, and that one is just like revolutionized the way that I do PPC. Before I hated PPC, so complex. I was like, I hate downloading spreadsheets and trying to make pivot tables and things like that. Now, PPC is completely kind of like not necessarily hands off. I mean, you can make it hands off if you wanted to, but what it is it gives you suggestions. You can say, hey, I want, let me just see if I can open it up here. Maybe I want to get into these listings, and I want to have a alert that if I have a keyword that my ACoS is X%, I want to be told that I need to lower that bid without me having to go find it. Or maybe my ACoS is less than 20%. I want to be told to increase that bid, to expand it out. Maybe I got 15 clicks or 20 clicks on a keyword with no sales. I want to make that a negative match. Like we can see some of that here. Like here it's saying, hey, coffin bookshelf, we spent $8. We made 29%. Well, my target is 30%. So you know what? Why don't you go ahead and increase 9 cents this bid? Let's see if we can get some more exposure. Now, first of all, to even find that in Seller Central, this is not special information. I of course could have just downloaded this from Seller Central. I would have had to download that report, make some query to find this, and then now go back into Seller Central, find where this keyword is, and then increase the bid. Here, all I do is just click once here, and then apply, and then that's it. Then it's done. All right. So this saves a lot of time. If I get to the point where I trust the computer here, I can even automate that. And that's what will happen. If there's new keywords, it'll show up here. Like here we go. Look at this one right here. This one found on this purple coffin shelf campaign. It found this ASIN that it converted for at only 8%. Look at that. We spent $5 and got $60 worth of sales. So maybe I'm going to take a look at this ASIN. I'm like, okay, here, this is a coffin shelf here. Maybe I should do a product targeting campaign on this. Really, really helpful. Our ads platform is just, I cannot speak enough as to how powerful it is. In portals, we have landing page builders. You can create landing pages and sales funnels. You can create QR codes within here. You can even create product inserts. Like I can create an insert that will have an instruction guide for how to put my shelf together. Or I could have, hey, scan here and download this instruction guide, or scan here for a chance to win. Just enter your email address. So now I can all of a sudden, I can capture more of my customer information so that I can remarket to them off of Amazon at a later time. So portals is definitely a favorite of many people as well. We have other tools here that that I haven't even had time to go in, but that's kind of like the overview from 10,000 feet, looking down at what we have here in Helium 10.
We do have some videos in our YouTube channel's playlist with Helium 10. So also you'll find at the top and in the descriptions links to other videos where we have demos how to use specific tools of Helium 10. And what is the most popular tool do you think Amazon sellers are enjoying on Helium 10?
I would say, the one that's most used is the Chrome extension, because it's just that for a lot of beginners, a lot of beginners they haven't started selling on Amazon yet. That's the one that they want to use because it just gives them an idea of the playing field a little bit more. For advanced sellers or people who are already selling on Amazon, hands down, it's Cerebro. That one that was my favorite too, to get that insights into the keywords. But the tool that's probably increasing in use the most is our PPC tool, because we didn't even have that a year ago. So a lot of people don't even realize we have that. So that's the biggest increase in demand right now at Helium 10 is the PPC management tool.
Yeah, indeed. Cerebro is probably the most, which I hear a lot, what Amazon sellers are talking about. And in your Chrome extension, I think I like the review analyzer tool. I don't remember now how it's called, but where you can analyze the most frequent words. It's a really cool tool. So yeah, cool. Thank you very much, Bradley. And can you reveal us a few other features and futures and tools you are planning to release to the user soon?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people before in the Amazon space, they use one of the most popular PPC companies out there was Prestazon. So we have acquired Prestazon now. It's kind of part of the Helium 10 family. And so for the last few months, we've been working on a complete redesign of the back end of that ads tool. And within the next couple of months, you're going to see a brand new launch where you still have all the same features that I was showing you in ads, but you're going to have a whole lot more that you're going to be able to do, like for sponsored display ads and product targeting and sponsored brand ads and a lot of cool stuff. So that's probably one of the bigger changes that's going to happen. We're also going to kind of revamp, a little bit of that's going to help people with their listings. So, I showed you Scribbles, I showed Frankenstein that we have for listing optimization. We're going to be coming out with something new that's going to just kind of like revolutionize the way that people are able to, get their listings on Amazon. We're also working on different ways to analyze different listings, like, hey, I want to compare myself to this other product, what are the major factors that I can be looking at? How can I get a view of how I'm doing versus my competitors without having to go deep into Cerebro or deep into the Chrome extension? So we're going to have that. And then we're continuing to launch to different marketplaces. I mentioned Poland. We have this week launching just a little tiny feature that's in our Chrome extension, where this is one of the first times I think that we ever have designed a new tool or a new function specifically for wholesale sellers in mind. I mean, we have a lot of wholesale and arbitrage sellers who use Helium 10, but they're just able to use the tools that work for any Amazon seller. But for the first time now, we're developing some things specifically for wholesale. So in our Chrome extension, people who do wholesale or arbitrage, they share the buy box with different people, right? So the way that they kind of like estimate, how much money can I make here is what they do is they have this whole formula. I don't know if do you know Dan from the wholesale formula?
No, we don't have any videos with him now.
Yeah, he just did a big conference, like 3,000 people a couple weeks ago. And he was telling us a while back that his audience, the way that the wholesale market kind of like gauges demand is they go to a listing and then they run X-Ray or another tool's Chrome extension. All the Chrome extensions are kind of the same to see the estimated sales. And then they count the number of sellers who are within X% of the buy box. Like, let's just say 3% of the buy box, because then they assume that if you're within 3% of the buy box or whatever that number is, you're going to share the buy box rotation, right? And then they have a calculation where you say how many sellers have that, add one, because like if you were going to be a new seller on there, and then divide that by the estimated total number of sales. And then that's how much you potentially could make if you were to jump on this listing as well. Well, all of that, what I just mentioned, is going to be one click now. So that's going to be in the Chrome extension probably this week or next week. Our first one that's like has nothing to do with private label. Like I don't even think you can use that. You better hope that you don't use that as a private label seller, because if you're doing that as a private label seller, that means you have hijackers, on your listing. So this is the first one that we've ever launched just for wholesale and arbitrage.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Bradley. And those who are watching and want to try Helium 10, you will find the links below in the description. Also, you'll find some coupon codes which you can apply to get some discounts. And thanks again, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
Thank you. We'll see you.
So if you would like to sign up and try Helium 10, check the link below in the description. As well, there in the description you will find two coupon codes. One is Orange50, which could give you 50% off the first month, and Orange 10 is giving 10% off lifetime. So you can choose one of them. And now I would like to invite you to watch more videos with Helium 10, which we did in the past, where we go through different tools they offer.